Welcome to the Put Work In podcast. Today we have a special guest, Chris Lott. Chris, how's it going?
Great. Everything's good, man. Glad we got this rolling. I'm glad we did this early, too, because 5 years ago I would have wanted to do this at like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm glad we did this early.
Well, Peyton, he said this is late, man. This is after work.
Yeah, what time do you normally go to bed, Peyton?
Around 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But on weekends or on Saturdays, I normally flip schedule for church and stuff on Sunday morning.
Oh, that's gotta be tough.
I gotta work tomorrow night, so now I'm kind of confused on what to do. But I already cracked open a C4, so you know what? Screw it, I guess.
Turn up.
YOLO.
Yeah.
I guess we're just gonna play it by ear.
Yeah.
You know, some people are like do hardcore drugs and just live that life. Me and Peyton are just caffeinated at all times. It's like it's not good for us at all how much caffeine we take in.
Yeah, well, it's better than doing a bunch of drugs because I did both of them. I just drink a bunch of coffee, not a whole lot. Every morning I drink probably 2 cups at the most, but that's like the most drug that really goes in my body now is coffee. So
it's definitely a drug.
It is.
People play it down, but it's definitely like if I don't have my like some sort of caffeine within a couple hours of waking up, I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
What I do, I put a bottle of a glass of water right by my nightstand where I wake up every morning. So I drink about 12 ounces of water, but within 3 minutes, I've got to have coffee.
I got a little mini fridge that I get out of bed and I come straight to and grab a little C4 out of, and I just crack it.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I'm in a crisis because I have 1 scoop of pre-workout left, and I just drank my last C4. So.
Well, I just got 3 cases in. So.
Let me have.
What kind of pre-workout do you use?
I've used different ones, but mainly I use BPN Flight. But I'm thinking about getting some more. It's called Gorilla Mode.
Yeah, I think I've had that before.
It's really good.
My camera is currently sitting on a tub of Ghost BCAAs. So.
Sounds about right. Do you have the GoPro set up yet?
I still got to get a USB bank.
Okay.
It might look a little crispy soon.
I wonder why I can't hear myself through my headphones.
I think it's just the way the system is.
Yeah. Can you hear yourself?
I don't hear myself either.
Strange. Okay. That's cool though.
Which that would throw most people off. But when you're like used to like, you know, like you're in like a studio or anything like that, you're going to hear yourself. And it throws most people off when you hear themselves. So I guess this is better for the general public.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Chris, just tell us about yourself because, you know, I mean, I've seen you around for years, and
I see your truck
I just
everywhere.
Recently kind of got to know you a little bit. So
well, I'm from Batesville. Well, I say I'm from Batesville. I was raised in Batesville. I was born in Memphis, and through the first 7 or 8. Yeah, through the first probably 7 or 8 years of my life, both my parents were pretty much drug addicts, to keep it simple. So for the first 7, 8 years of my life, we would go back and forth between Batesville and Memphis. We lived in Texas for a few years, but in 1997, my aunt and uncle here adopted my little brother and I. So we moved here in 97, and from 97 until about 2010, I lived in Batesville. I moved to Vegas when I was 21, which was 2010. I stayed there for 3 years, and after I left there, I worked on a pipeline. Probably lived in 7 or 8 different states, like in 3 years. Moved back in 2015, and I've been back here ever since, man. I lived like a hippie for like 6 or 7 years, man. I just kind of bounced all over the place. Yeah, but it was good though, man. Like when you're when you're from a small place like Batesville, and Batesville is all you know, I think it's important to get out and realize that like life outside of here isn't like the life we're used to. But I remember the first time I got to Vegas. I had been there a few days, and I went to a restaurant and ordered sweet tea. And they just looked at me. They're like, "Oh, we know, got it." And I was like, "Yeah, you do. Sweet tea." And so, like, really quickly, I realized after living there that, like, sweet tea wasn't a thing. So that was my first, like, okay, well, this is different, you know?
That's just a wake-up call, man.
Like, right before you said that, I was thinking, like, you know, I would love to, like, go to the other states, but I have to make sure that if I'm going out to eat, that it's a state that has sweet tea.
Yeah, well, don't go to a lot of them, because a lot
I've
of
hardly
them
ever seen you get sweet tea, Peyton.
Well, I usually, it depends. If I've had enough water that day, I'll grab some sweet tea.
Yeah.
But if I'm down on water, I'll just drink some water.
Yeah.
I love some sweet tea, but
I don't drink it as much anymore because I'm getting older. I mean, I'm only 35, but I try to drink a lot of water. But dude, when you're 21, like that's all. That was like drinking milk to me, man. Like that's all we drank. But anyway,
that's the milk of the South.
No, we used to make like a jug every 2 or 3 days of sweet tea.
Yeah,
and man, it was like we would get like sugar. Nah, this metaphor, but like we put so much sugar in our sweet tea.
Oh, yeah.
You go to somewhere like Zaxby's has kind of good sweet tea. You go to like some of these other restaurants and you get their sweet tea.
You're like, bruh.
And you're like, bro, what is this?
Yeah. And like in our house when we were little, we just had water and sweet tea. That was it. Like there wasn't Cokes.
We didn't even have water. We just had sweet tea. Like that was what we drank.
You cut the sink on and just sweet tea comes coming up.
Exactly.
He got hooked up to the city's tea supply.
And then one day my dad, who always said he would never switch to unsweet tea, just switched to unsweet tea.
Yeah.
So,
well, man, all that sugar isn't good for you, but dude, when you're 22, you don't think about what's good for you. You think about what tastes good and what feels good.
Right.
You know, so as my son is 2.5 now, so it's weird, man. Like, I mean, Dylan, you know this, but when you become a dad, like you start thinking about things a little differently. So not saying that I completely cut out everything. I just try to be somewhat conscious of, you know, what I'm drinking and eating and stuff like that. But yeah, so in 2015, back to kind of what I was saying, in 2015, I moved back. I was still DJing at the time. I started a swimming pool business, which when I started it, I had never worked on a pool in my life. I had no idea what I was doing. Like me and my buddy, I'm not kidding, man. We pulled the first job that we got to. We were pulling in the driveway, YouTubing, like how to do this thing this guy was asking us to do. You know, but when I got back from pipelining, I was here for that summer and I wasn't planning on staying here. I was just waiting on another job. In the entire summer that I was here, it seemed like every other day someone was on Facebook asking for this particular guy that worked on pools. And apparently he had gone through some stuff, I think gotten on drugs. And by the end of the summer, I kept seeing it. And I was like, dude, there's obviously a need for this. And I just kind of put together a name, made some t-shirts, but had done no research on how to work on a pool. And I think next year will be 10 years. No, next year will be 9 years that I've been doing that. And I got my real estate license 5 years ago. So that's kind of what I've been doing, man. Cleaning pools and selling houses, being a daddy.
Cleaning pools and selling houses.
It's cool though, man.
That's a resume, man.
Yeah. It's interesting because the way that I work best, and everyone is different, but I like to go really hard and then stop. And then really hard and stop, which working on swimming pools is perfect because it's a seasonal thing, you know. I pretty much work 6 months full time, 3 months kind of part time, and then 3 months I'm completely off. So by the time like March rolls around, I've been off for a couple months. I'm ready to get back at it, but it's good, man. I really enjoyed it. I've been doing it for 9 years, so I know what I'm doing now, but Kind of built a good name for my company. Have a lot of clients that are really loyal to me. I say it jokingly, but they don't really have another option because I'm like the only guy who does it here,
Yeah.
But
you don't clean hot tubs in this time of year?
No, man, I've been asked to do hot tubs. I'll tell you what, man, about 5 years ago, I was listening to Gary Vee's podcast, and he said something that changed my life, or the way that I work anyway. At the time, being a pool guy is like kind of like saying you're a mechanic. Like, what type of mechanic are you? Well, my problem was I was trying to do everything that was asked of me pool related, which can be a very broad range of things. And I was losing a lot of money on stuff because what's difficult with running a small business in a small town like we're in is 90% of people that call you, you know them somehow, right? Like you went to school with them, or your kids go to the same daycare, you go to church together, or whatever. So it was very difficult for me to say no to people because, I didn't want to just leave them hanging. But what was happening is I was catching myself doing a lot of things that didn't make me money because I wasn't really sure how to do them. And Gary Vee said on a podcast one time, if you're running a business, he said, pick 4 or 5 things that you're really good at, double down on those, and just stop doing everything else. So that's kind of what I did. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. And that really changed. That changed a lot because now instead of doing things that weren't making me money, I was allocating that time towards doing things I knew how to do and doing them well. So it really helped me out a lot, though.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah, man, and I recommend that for anybody. Because, like I said, that's for me. That was the toughest obstacle for being a business owner in a small town is intertwining personal with business and not wanting, like if you called me right now and you're like, hey Chris, I've got a hot tub, and even though I didn't know how to do it because I didn't want to let you down or hurt your feelings, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come over there. And dude, it may be 4 weeks later, I'm still trying to figure out the problem. I've ordered $200 worth of stuff I need to work on it, rather than saying, look bro, that's not something I really do, but here's a number that you can call. So once I was able to get to that point, it really made a big difference.
Learning how to say no.
Yeah, dude, saying no's tough, man, because I've got a big heart, man. I like to help people because for so long in my life, I was that guy that was always needing help with something, whether it was whatever it was. And when you get in a position where you can help somebody, it's tough to tell them no. But that's where, business isn't a place for feelings, and feelings really in a place for business, as tough as that sounds. But that's the reality of it.
Makes sense.
It does. But what I was able to do was kind of send other people, clients, one, they were going to make a little money. But my client that I was, or the people that I was sending the clients to, I knew that they were going to be taken care of, and I wouldn't be trying to settle their problem for 4 or 5 weeks and maybe not even get it done. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Takes a little stress off of you.
Oh my gosh, dude. It takes a load of stress off of you. Yeah, man, that took me several years to get over, but I had a store. I opened my store in 2017, I believe. I had a store here for 5 years, and we had 4 to 6 employees, including me, for about 5 years. And that was difficult to do as well. But when my son's mother was getting ready to have him, I was kind of like at a point to where I needed to know if this is something I wanted to continue to pursue when I had a kid, or if I just wanted to say, I gave it my best and adventure into something else. So I decided to close my store and just work by myself. And that was the second best thing I've ever done. When you get a store and employees, man, you start acquiring overhead pretty quick. When you're paying 5 people to work 40 hours a week, it adds up pretty quick. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, Carson Smith, Carson?
Yeah.
He said, what's up?
What's up, man?
He is I don't know what his title is now, Peyton, but he's been
guy.
posting on TikTok for us.
Nice.
He's actually been getting us a couple guests. too.
Cool,
so
man. And I can throw y'all some. I can throw y'all some. I know some pretty interesting people that y'all might
send them our way.
Yeah, that's what's so strange, man. Because of like this long journey that I took from living in Vegas and Pipeline, and then I met some very interesting people. A lot of people that I met, even though we don't talk every day now, we're still, really close. But that was one one positive thing from that long, crazy road that I took. You meet some interesting people along the way.
Yeah, I'm really trying to find like some ex-special forces guy to get on here and
motivate you.
Yeah, I'd be like, look, quit your factory job.
Yeah.
Get out of the factory.
Look, we could say that too.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell
But I won't listen to y'all. You're not intimidating.
That's true.
You're a redhead.
That's very true.
What do you mean?
It's hard to be intimidated by a ginger, Dylan. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I know a guy, man, who he's actually gone. He'll be gone for probably the next 8 months. But when he gets back, he's really high up in the military, man. He's he like does some deep stuff in it. I don't really know what, but when he gets back, I'm sure he may be interested on getting in here.
Yeah, we'd love to have him.
Yeah.
I had something in my background. I had to move it.
I can imagine. Peyton likes to have some stuff. Who's the handsome fella in the hat? Carson said. Yeah.
Dang, bro. If I would have left my hat off, that wouldn't have been up to speculation.
Yeah, he almost didn't say it because you had your hat on.
Yeah.
So speaking back, you moved down here in '97. So did I, because that's when I was born.
Really?
Yeah. I was born in Memphis, and then we lived down here. I'm pretty sure.
So did you move straight from here? Like you've been here your whole life?
Yeah, I've been here my whole life.
Yeah.
I went to a ministry school for a couple of years in Alabama.
I remember you telling me that. That's interesting. I never knew that. How was that?
It was great.
Yeah. I feel like my life has put me through ministry school in a way, man.
Yeah, it'll do it.
It'll do it, man. It's so crazy, dude. Like where I'm at in my life right now with my faith. There's been a couple of times since I've been coming to church here at Hosanna where our pastor has, kind of brought me to the front to ask me to share this or that. And I remember the first time I was up there, and this is on a Sunday service. There were, 200 to 300 people in service that day. And I remember just looking out there and thinking, if one of y'all would have came to one of these clubs I was DJing in 5 years ago and told me, hey, bro, you're going to be running sound at Hosanna one day and you're going to be asked to come to the front to give your testimony, I would have been like, I would have had you escorted out of the club because I would have thought you were too drunk to be there, But it's interesting how it's true though, man.
It's crazy. I used to do a little DJing back in high school.
Yeah.
And then, I got saved and kind of laid that down, but
Dude, I don't know how someone can do that and be strong in their faith because it's such like the lifestyle's just like, I couldn't imagine trying to do it. But what's strange though, man, is that like, I was telling some friends this the other way. I don't know if I would change one single thing that I did.
Right.
Because what's so interesting, if you take one thing out, if you subtract living in one town or one friendship, then it essentially changes the trajectory of everything, right? And, where I'm at right now, I think is a lot because of the road that I went down. So I wouldn't change anything, man.
If you change anything, it then knocks it off the sacred timeline and creates a new branch.
100%, dude. It really does, man.
We've been watching Loki.
Oh yeah,
it's a show about like time travel and all that.
Yeah.
So Carson is watching. I think he's late because he's talking about the caffeination. He said Cookie overdosed on caffeine, and Carson he gets headaches from not having caffeine. Which Carson has. He's come a long way in his work because he used to like work 100 hours a week, I feel like. So just eating out of the gas stations. So
yeah, that's tough. That's that pipeline lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
That's difficult. I remember one time we were working. We got to work on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday evening came, and they were like, "Y'all, we're working tonight." So we worked Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And by Wednesday morning, you had been working for 24 hours. Like, we were just spent. And then they were like, "We've got to work again." So we worked another 24-hour shift, and that was brutal, man. But that's how that pipeline lifestyle is, man. You never really know.
Yeah, I've always thought, because I know like a couple of people that do, like, because I know somebody comes to my, or occasionally comes to my church. He's I don't really know. He's like one of the air evac guys. So he'll work, 24-hour days.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I don't guess I know if it would be easier or harder to work 24-hour days than it is to stay up 24 hours at a time.
It's a little bit easier just because
you're busy, so you're not like just drifting off. Because I've had to stay up, at least the way I was doing this schedule with night shift and stuff. I'd be up 24 hours at a time, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's tough, man.
Hold up. That doesn't make sense the way I said it, but it, if you think about it, it makes sense.
You sleep and then wake up another 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brutal, man.
It is, man.
But it definitely, sometime soon I'll be going to 12-hour shifts. So it'll be a little bit different
schedule. Have a little
schedule.
bit of extra time off.
So I'll be able to not stay up that long at one time.
Yeah. But the pipelining was, dude, I'll be honest with you. If I could have done that work here in Batesville and not had to leave and make the same money, I don't know if I would have ever stopped doing it because I love the work, man. And the guys that I met out there, man, when you work 80 hours a week with somebody, you build like a brotherhood with them. I developed some really strong relationships with people. But it was just the lifestyle, man, not knowing where you'd be next month or the next or anything like that. But I will tell anybody that's thinking about doing it, ask yourself why you're doing it, man. If, a lot of people go out there and get used to making that money and they get used to spending that money. And when it's all said and done, they look back and they don't have anything. But if you're one of those guys like is saying, okay, I'm going to do this for 2 years because I want to buy a house and pay my house off, that's the right mindset to get into to have if you're going into it. But it is good money in it, man. But a lot of people get caught up in how much you make per year. And like I tell people, my brother and people all the time, it's not about how much you make, it's how much you have saved at the end of that year, which is tough right now because everything is so expensive. But anyway.
Yes,
it must be tough not living with your parents. Must be.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Yeah, it's a little different.
That's kind of like, no matter, you'll have people, you got people that, like, I think I said this to Peyton one time, but you have poor and then you have broke. And oftentimes the people that are poor are doing better with their money and managing their money better just because they have less and making it stretch. Like I work with elderly people and they're making, $1,200 a month. And somehow they're making it, like I couldn't live on that.
Yep.
And they're doing it.
It's a mindset, man. And a lot of people, from what I've seen, think that money can fix a spending problem. Money can never fix that because the more money you get, now you need a bigger truck. Or now you've got that truck, now you need more expensive tires for it. Or you've been living in say an $80,000 house and you run into a little money and now you tell yourself, well, now I need a $140,000 house with 2 extra bedrooms. And it's just, it's like you're chasing that. Once you start chasing that tail, you can't ever really catch it and you just kill yourself and a lot of relationships and all that trying to catch it. But
it's truth.
Yeah, it is, man.
Heaven,
Yeah.
Heaven, yeah. Yeah, man, that's so true because you just see so many people. They're making $100,000 a year and still, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, man. And now is such an easy time to spend money, dude. Like now, you just need this, and you can spend all of it. You don't have to physically go to a place to buy something. But yeah, man,
and you're just trying to keep it up with everybody else, man.
Yep.
It's like the last guest we had on Mike's show. I don't remember which type it was. The marketing that they specialize in.
Retention.
Yeah, retention. Yeah, that's I've spent a lot of money that way. I remember retended. Because me and Dylan ran that marathon almost a month ago. I'm sitting in my hotel room in Chattanooga, checking my emails, and I get a Hey Dude ad. So I just went and bought another pair of Hey Dudes.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, especially like once you buy stuff, and if you check your email, you're going through and all the people you've bought from of, hey, look at this, 20% off. Look at this.
Yeah. And then, or you're scrolling on Facebook and they throw an ad in front of you. It's all
that you mentioned to somebody nowhere near your phone 4 days ago, and now they heard it.
So I'll tell you a crazy thing I noticed a couple of years ago. My girlfriend and I were watching a show. What show was it? It may have been Yellow. It was some show. Anyway, so in this show, this lady mentioned a pair of boots that she wanted to go buy. I had never heard of or mentioned this pair of boots in my life. And the next day, there was an ad for those boots that was mentioned on TV on my phone. And I was like, oh, boy, this is serious.
Like, I went to a college football game. I went to Ole Miss game with Dylan. Like, first ever college football game. Only like my third or fourth football game ever that I went to. And then I get on YouTube the next day, and I get college football plays in my recommended, and I never searched anything up. And my recommended is just flooded with football.
They just knew, bro. They just knew you needed that fix.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though is that on the flip side of it, since most of the time I'm talking, well, not most of the time, but a lot of the time when I'm talking with someone, it's about God or it's about Scripture or I watch a lot of videos that are Christian based, like with ministers just giving little devotion. So now a lot of the ads I'm seeing are Christian based. It's about faith. It's something like that. So that's like the other side of the coin where it kind of
potential positive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you listen to like preachers or anything?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Who are like some preachers that you listen to?
I really like Mark Driscoll, Craig Rochelle, and there's a couple of more that I've just recently started listening to. I don't know their names, but I really like Craig Rochelle and Mark Driscoll. We did. Yeah, you were here for the thing that we did. What was it? Man. Uncensored. Yeah, he's. I like his style of preaching. I mean, he reminds me of our pastor here. Like, he gives it to you pretty raw, man. He strips a lot of the fluff off of it and just gets down to the nitty gritty. And a lot of times the nitty gritty isn't really what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear,
Yeah, his style he's different. Like, he's very unique. And
who are you talking about?
Mark Driscoll.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's popped up on my feed like after that, and like he's on there every day. So
yeah, he reminds me a lot. He reminds me of Brother D, man. I mean, they've got different styles or whatnot, but at the end of the day, I've never left this church on a Sunday I've never left and been like, I just didn't really get much out of that. It's the way that he relays stuff to me that resonates, and that reminds me a lot of Mark and Craig Rochelle at the same time.
Yeah, they definitely don't tiptoe.
No.
Especially, he kind of, like last Sunday, he was like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
And, y'all get with it.
Yeah, no, man. And like I said, dude, a lot of the times what you need to hear isn't what you want to hear, But, yeah,
hey,
I'm really...
Too short.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of that stuff pops on my news or on my feed now. Like a lot of the reels, I don't have Instagram or Snapchat or any of that, but I've got Facebook, and a lot of the reels now are all pretty much Christian based, faith based reels. So it just kind of keeps my mind flooded with stuff that I feel like it's important that I want to think about rather than just,
well, that's the good and the bad of social media because they give you what they know you're going to watch.
Yep.
So,
yep.
In your case, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody that's going to watch like some controversial, something stressful about the news or whatever, that's all they're going to get, and they're going to give themselves a heart attack.
Yeah.
I think with like Facebook and Instagram, like I have like a lot of like fitness reels and stuff, and I'll have like some, Christian reels, whatever that may be. Now TikTok is probably not the place for me to be on because my TikTok wilds out sometimes.
Yeah.
But
see, I've got a TikTok, man, but I just made it. I made it at the beginning of this year, and all I've got is just transformation of pools that I've worked on, like seeing them green and then blue, and I just kind of put some worship music behind it. But I don't know if I've ever picked it up and just scrolled on it. Man, like for me, I got on Facebook in 2003. So that's 20 years. I know, man. So like I'm just kind of at that point to where, one, I'm not really interested in a lot of stuff that I used to be, but two, I feel like I've seen it all. Like I've seen as many funny videos, like my mind has just been taking it in for so long. It's kind of to a point now to where it's just like, all right, that doesn't interest me anymore because I feel like I've seen all of it,
Yeah.
But
it's definitely, even for me, like it's social media and all that, like it's a problem. Like I can sit there and scroll.
It can be, dude. It very much can be. Yep.
Definitely a distraction.
Yep. It was like that for me for a really long time, man. And I use social media because I had such a void in my heart. I always felt the need to get attention, to let people know my next move all the time, which went back to attention. And that's what I used it for so long, looking back at it now. And I was telling a friend this the other day. I feel like when God created us, he left this little bitty void about that big. And that void was meant for Christ to fulfill. And what I did for so long, I tried to fill that void with attention, with success, with partying, with whatever it may be. And what's interesting is the more of that stuff you put in you, the bigger that void gets to where it can never be filled, and that was a large reason why I utilized social media for so long, was just trying to fill that void that could never be filled by the things I was trying to fill it with, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So back to when you were talking about your business and not making things personal. Mm-hmm. Sarah Covarrubias said that the reality of it is when you make things not personal, some people will take it personal.
They will. They will. Yeah. And that's at their discretion, man. And it all goes back to what a business is to you. Are you like, you have a family that you're trying to feed? And for me, that became the case. And it's the reality of it, man. Sometimes you're going to hurt people's feelings, but that's just kind of comes with the territory. But my thing is that, like, if you were an electrician, right? And I was like, hey, Dylan, I've got this electrical problem. If you knew you couldn't do it, if you knew it was going to take you 6 weeks to try to figure out if maybe you could do it, I wouldn't want to hear out of the gate that you couldn't do it. But it would make me feel better if you said, look, this just isn't something that I do, but here's someone for sure that you can call and know that it's going to get done right. Like, I wouldn't hold that against you,
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, for sure.
On a side note, do you need any electrical problems fixed?
Probably so. Yeah, probably so.
My best.
Yeah. I have some electrical problems I need
I
fixed.
know you got that outlet in your back room on the left side of the hallway.
Yes.
That doesn't work.
Exactly. So figure it out. So
my meter's at work.
Fitness. You want to talk about fitness?
Sure, we can talk about it.
We started out primarily as a fitness podcast, but we've had a lot of guests that were like, not fitness. We're supposed to have Shane Phelps on, and that doesn't seem like a fitness guest, but
yeah, Shane. He's a big dude, but he's in Dallas right now. They went to take their son to a Cowboys game just to, he's been
I'm off with a disappointment.
You want to see disappointment?
Guys, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and it is. I've been my dad. Yeah, it's like you die every year. I was telling my girlfriend the other day, it's so similar to watching a buddy go through like his 5th and 6th marriage. And each time he's like,
maybe this time.
Yeah, maybe this is the one. But deep down, it's just not going to end.
Well, it's kind of like my stepdad. He always says that Ole Miss favorite saying is, well, there's next year. But next year, there's always next year.
Yep. It's yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Go ahead, Peyton. It's just me and you, man. What you gonna do?
What are we gonna talk about? I did this last time. You ran away, so now
you were like, what do I say? I always get kind of nervous. I get back and you're all like, we didn't. What were we talking about? So man, Squattober Day 2.
Bro, I'm sure.
Yeah. That'll happen. It's like day 1 all over again. I'll sore for like half a week.
Because it's the same exact squats as day 1, except with front squat added.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Matter of fact, I did the same weight because the first day I did based off like my 100% of my training max, and day 2 I did 95%. So I did the same exact weights.
Well, I'm on day. I just did day 15.
Day 15 of what?
Squattober. He calls it November.
So miserable.
It's November, so that's how far behind we are. We started 2 weeks late, and with my work schedule, this is my excuse, is because I literally, like, my normal schedule, I'm getting up at 4, going to bed around 8 or 9, and then on the weekends...
Wait, going to bed at 4?
No, I'm waking up at 4.
Oh, okay.
And then the weekend, when I Uber, I'm, like, staying up till, like, 2 or 3, so there's no way I'm going to work out.
No.
My excuse is I don't have one. I've done 2 days.
He's on day 2.
Yeah. What's today? The 11th.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I started a little early, I think, and wasn't quite recovered from the marathon.
Yeah. I peeked around the corner a few weeks ago because Dylan was in there, and it sounded like he was deadlifting a Toyota, dude. It was just like, ooh. I'm like, those aren't weights. That's a vehicle in there. What's interesting about the gym, man? Because I started working out when I was probably 15 when I started playing basketball at school, and I've been in and out of the gym I'm 35 now, so for 20 years. And what's so interesting about a gym is everyone that goes in there is in there for a different reason. Yeah. Some people are training. Some people are trying to get away from their wives or their husbands or whatever it is. And it's really interesting how people come and go out of the gym. For me, it was probably a few years ago, I realized that in the wintertime, I would go so hard and I would stay in there for an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time. And then when I had to start working, I couldn't stay in there for 2 hours. I would tell myself, well, there's no point going in there for 20 minutes. Like, that's not worth anything. So my goal is to be in there for 15 to 20 minutes a day. Because when I was battling addiction, like in before my son got here, as long as I went to the gym, I knew that I kind of beat it. Dylan just died over there. I mean, Peyton did, sorry.
Is he okay?
I don't know. I think he may be dead. Oh, there he is.
You all right, bro?
We're good.
It kind of hits you
Yeah,
out
so
of nowhere.
I got C4 in my lungs now.
Oh, I've always tended to stay in there a long time and like, man, I got to do this.
Yeah.
This time of year, man, I've kind of like after the marathon, I kind of like set myself free in a way because I'm like, some weeks like right now, like I said, I'm on day 15 of Squattober. I should be on like day 27, but I've kind of allowed myself to, all right, man, don't stress out about if you miss a day because you have another priority right now, and that's working. And when this is over in like a month, I'll be able to shift back in that focus mode and go as hard as I want to go.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't have that mindset to be able to do that.
Yeah. And the workouts I'm doing, they're not super long compared to what I was doing.
Yeah.
So, and I like today, I just cut my workout in half because I didn't finish it all, and I'm like, well.
So what was that like? Was that about a 3.5 hour workout?
Yeah.
Cut it in half.
Well, 4. Man, I could stay on there all day.
I know you could. I know. But that's what, like I said, man, that's what's so cool about the gym is for a lot of people, that's like their safe space or their place that they go to, just kind of refresh
Release
their mind.
every bit of anger they have built up.
Yeah.
Is that you, Peyton? Are you good?
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. If I'm in there longer than 25 minutes, oh boy, there's a problem.
Yeah, I always notice you're kind of like, you're there. And
I'm
then
in and out, man.
And then you do one set and you look in, where'd he go?
Yep. Because again, like it kind of went back to when I was battling addiction. I knew that if I came to the gym that day, I had beat addiction that day. And so even though I haven't been an addict for a long time now, it's still my mindset that as long as I get up and I go, whether I do a workout or not, if I just walk a circle around the gym, in my mind that day, I beat it that day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And like even for me, like if I don't go to the gym, because like it's a habit, and it's like, all right, so you get up, you go to the gym, right? And you don't do that, it kind of throws your day off.
Yeah.
Just because it's like waking up and brushing your teeth almost. Yeah. So it kind of throws me off when I don't go. So sometimes it's better to come in with that mindset of, okay, just do this one thing.
Yeah.
And then you're good. You did it. Like,
yep.
You can start your day.
That was what I struggled with because, like I said, in the wintertime, I could stay in there for 2 hours. And when I started having to go to work, my mind would say, well, Chris, if you can only go for 20 minutes, it's pointless, But kind of a couple of years ago, I made a point to say, okay, you're never going to stay in here longer than 20 minutes because you've always got 20 minutes,
Yeah, and like for me too, there's a balance because like I've had seasons where I've gone in there and I'm like, man, I just don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like that's why I always like, for me, it's better to have, like, I have a plan that I do, and it's better for me to like, all right, like today, just cut it short. Like, instead of going in there with one, like making it up as I go and kind of not working hard.
Yeah.
I need something to push me a little bit, and if I don't get it all, okay, well, I put a hard effort in.
Yeah.
And I'm good for the day.
Yeah.
Rather than, just kind of moseying through it.
Yeah.
Like some days, I'll go in and I'll literally do like one movement.
Yeah.
That'll be all I do because like the past few weeks have been a little bit different compared to what I was doing like pre-marathon. Like marathon, I'm in there, 5 days a week doing everything I need to do or want to do. And then, after the marathon, of course, I already planned like a week to take off, not like just the gym, but just, running and stuff. And then I kind of got to where, like, I was going to sleep too late when I got home from work. So then I'm waking up at like, 6 o'clock. And normally I like to have like 3 or 4 hours before work that I wake up. So when I was waking up that close to getting time to go to work, I was like, man, I really don't want to go because I don't know if I'll be able to do anything. And like last week, I took 4 days off in a row. Of course, it wasn't like purposeful. It was just like I was waking up too late. And then it would rain. So then, like, on the day I wanted to just go in and run, I'm like, well, I can't just run now.
Yeah.
It's hard when you like kind of like what we were talking about with the night schedule, like, because and like around the weekend, it's really hard for me to like get up and work out just because I'm up all night, and I still like it doesn't matter. Like if I want to do like a rest day or whatever, I'm getting up early just because I feel like when I sleep long, man, I feel like my whole day's gone. So
yeah,
it's really hard the way Peyton's schedule is.
I could do it
because you're like flip flopping, and by the time you get used to it, you're flip flopping again. And
you don't get used to it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because like I don't have like a consistent now because like when I was working on a normal person schedule, I had at least I maintained a pretty consistent schedule. I would be in bed by 8 o'clock most nights. I would be, and sometimes I'd be in bed by like 7:30, asleep by 8. But I was usually always asleep by 9 o'clock, and I'd wake up at 4, anywhere from 4 to 4:30 every morning. So like I didn't have like a set schedule, but I was pretty consistent with when I would go to sleep and when I would wake up.
Yeah.
And nowadays, like some days I'll come home and I'll sit down to watch like YouTube or something, and I'll fall asleep in my chair. So I'll get up and go in bed at like 8:30.
You sleep right there?
Like I've fallen asleep multiple times. I'll be like for an hour and a half like this, and then I'll wake up and my neck hurts. And then I'll go to bed, and then because like that's the only way I got 8 hours of sleep the other night. I was watching a show and I just fell asleep here for 2 hours, and then I like it's 10:30, and then I got in bed and went to sleep.
Yeah.
But like my schedule is like so inconsistent working these night shifts.
Oh yeah.
And because like, but like before something else, like before the marathon, I would wake up at like I don't. It's not like to do with the marathon. It's just given like a time frame. Like before then, I would wake up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock some days. Like I would just wake up. I would be like 5 hours of sleep. One day I got like 4.5 hours of sleep. My body woke up, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. And then now I'm like getting like about 7.
7's good.
And then like, cause I'm usually all right as long as I get at least 6. I try to aim for 7 because like, who really needs 8 hours of sleep? Holy crap! What happened to my camera?
8's a lot.
But like 8's kind of like too much. I've had a couple nights where I've slept like I had one day I slept 15 and a half hours.
That'll throw you off.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, I changed my schedule on weekends, and then so
for me that time change last weekend was a blessing because it gave me an extra hour of sleep, and I was out till like 3 or 4, and I got up and was like, okay, let's go to church.
Yeah.
Most times if I'm out that late, I'm like, do not wake me up.
Yeah.
But before I started doing this schedule thing where I would just come home Saturday morning and stay up as long as I can to where I can go to church, I was just, waking up at, 9 o'clock Saturday night and then staying up like till 5 o'clock the next day.
You were hitting like 3 different schedules in a week,
and
bro.
Then I would fall asleep, and then I'd wake up 14 hours later, like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And it like those kind of nights, I don't have those anymore, but those would like absolutely ruin my day.
They kept your average up,
That's the only reason I average like 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like, or teenager, like falling asleep after school and then waking up at like 8 o'clock
Oh
8
yeah.
o'clock. My
And
gosh,
it like ruined my day. I would just wake up mad. I'm like, bro, dinner's ready, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's funny, like my parents would have such a hard time getting me up in the morning for school. Like I would not get out of bed. And then after I like got out of school and started working out and having a full-time job, I'm up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock every morning. Like
adulthood.
Snippety snap.
Snippety
I did not say
snap.
that.
Snippety snap.
And then snip snap.
It's
yeah, I mean,
definitely weird kind of how, you know, what you do as a kid and then you grow up and you're like, how did I do what I used to do?
You have a reason to get up?
Oh, yeah.
Used to hate school, man.
I just hated getting up in the morning, man. Like, I remember waking up and being convinced at 11 years old, I will never get up early when I'm an adult. And now I'm up at like 4:30 every morning, you know.
Yep,
but
that's how it is.
Yep. But I go to sleep early. At our house, man, every person in my house at 7 o'clock is in the bed. Like, we are just out, dude.
I did that the first time when I first started getting up. I did like a month challenge of getting up at 4:30. It was a big deal. And I remember one day getting home from work, ate dinner. It was like 6 o'clock. I was in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man. But now it's like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Now, that last guy we had on the podcast, Mike Schill, he brought up a thing that he does. He writes out every minute of his day.
Oh,
you know, he wakes up, he either does it the night before or wake up early that morning while he's doing something that's scheduled. And he will write out like every minute of his day being occupied. And I feel like, because there's no telling how long I'm going to be on this shift. I've already been on it 6.5 months now. And now I'm about to swap to a different schedule as far as hours go. So now I feel like once I do that, I'll probably maybe be able to kind of attack, you know, sleep a little bit better to where like when I get off at 7 and hopefully I don't stay till 9 o'clock like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, come home and maybe come home and don't play my video game for 4 hours. Instead, you know, do something productive for like an hour.
Just 1 hour.
Yeah, and then like, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock, get in bed.
Yeah. It's time's kind of like money though. Like if you don't tell it where to go, you don't know where it went.
Bro, I made a short of that.
Did I say that before?
You said that before.
Okay, good.
I thought that was you kind of like.
I'm consistent.
Yeah, I thought you were throwing up some flashbacks.
It's very hard to do like the scheduling thing strictly when you like have kids and wives. Like because they taught us that in ministry school, but it's good to like write out like a schedule and then maybe have that as like a map.
Yeah.
You know, like this is potentially what I could do just to stay on top of things. But you know, we wrote these schedules out and like I put extra stuff that I wasn't even doing because I was like, man, I got to fill this time in with something, and I still had hours a day that I didn't even have anything for.
Yeah,
because like when you like
really focus, you sit down and just stare at the wall
and like don't waste your time and like have a specific thing. There's so much time that
like I might clean out my closet today. Be productive.
Yeah,
and that'll take hours.
You don't want to see my.
It's kind of like this. Like if you have an assignment to do, right? Take it back to school. Like, all right, it's due in an hour. You're going to get it done. Or you could take the whole 3 weeks, before. Like when you have a certain time limit, you kind of, you fill in, like you do it.
Yep.
It's kind of like pressure, I guess.
Yeah. And I don't even mean like, at least yet, because, I don't guess like if you immediately instill it or whatever the word you want to use there, like having to try to schedule out your day, maybe not worry too much about every single, minute of the day, but try to have like some things that you have a specific schedule for. Like, let's say I don't get in bed by 10 o'clock, at least I'll say 9. Like, let's say I don't get in bed at 10 o'clock. Still try to wake up, 5 o'clock that night to where, I have time to go to the gym, eat something before I go run or whatever. And then I have at least like knock out the priorities first and then fill it in with little things to where, you can maintain
I've been
some
kind of doing that
productiveness
lately just because I noticed like when I'm flipping schedules and I'm tired and don't have any focus, I can just sit there and waste the whole day. So I've been
It's rough out here.
I'm not like scripting out minute by minute, but like I'm like, okay, like I could do this then. It's hard though. It's definitely something you have to. Trevor, he used to be one of our hosts. I think he's pretty much a scheduler guy. It's different things for different people.
Yeah.
Some people do better just going with it.
Yeah, man. I tried to do the schedule thing at one point. It's just, it reminds me of DJing. Like anytime, so what I'm good, before I confuse anybody, a lot of DJs make a set list, right? Like they have this song, then they play this song, this one, this one, this one. I could never do that. I had a library with probably 25,000 songs. And I remember one night in Oxford, I was DJing and I was like, okay, I'm just going to try this set list thing. And because I'm like a creative person by nature, being confined to those few things just threw me off so bad. And it reminded me of the same thing when I tried to set a schedule a couple of years ago. Even though I probably need a schedule, like when I tried to just be confined to my schedule, mentally it was like,
Colby's in here. Okay, Colby's in the chat.
Colby Ganaway?
Yeah.
Colby, I'm in your office right now, bro. What's up?
He said, he probably recognized it. He said, bed by 10 p.m., up by 5. You should also schedule downtime, which is that's solid advice.
100%. That's my man right there. Colby is
Colby, when you coming on the podcast?
Oh, that's a good person to have, dude. Bring Colby on.
Colby knows. I thought you were talking about Colby Province. I'm like, what's he doing?
No. Colby got in the way.
Colby got in the way? What did he get in the way of?
Probably a lot. But
Sarah?
Yeah. Colby knows everything about everything, as I say.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
What number am I thinking of right now?
He'll know. Watch him nail it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they're on the same schedule as me, just 12 hours late or early. I'm not real sure.
Where are y'all seeing this stuff?
So we have Facebook chat, Put Work In Podcast, our page, also my Deal the Young page.
Okay.
And then then YouTube.
Sweet. Yeah, Colby would be a good guest to have on here. I'm sure he'd do it. I mean, especially since y'all are doing it in the morning like this.
Yeah. Peyton, we should do popcorn. You know how you like the last person that reads has to pick the next one? We should make our guest be like, all right, you have to schedule our next guest.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Colby, you're up.
Tag in.
And we'll get our guest to pick a guest.
Yeah, that's what
next time we eat popcorn, be like, okay, I popcorn, Chris. All right, your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. But man, it's been a good time. Man, if there's anything you could tell somebody right now, tell them.
Me?
This is your moment to just.
Oh.
You have the mic.
Get in this right here. This right
here, brother.
What is that?
This is the word. The word is truth. And I'm really serious, man. It took me 35 years to realize the importance of what's in this book right here, the Bible. For me, I did things my way for a long time, and I got my results. And the day that I said, God, I'm tired of doing this my way. I'm ready to do it your way. My whole life started changing. And I'm not saying that because we're on the internet right now. I tell people this every opportunity that I have the chance. This Bible, man, it's just a map on how to live your life, on what God expects of us. And the minute, the day that you start doing it, that you read this and you start practicing what's in it, one, your life will change, but the lives of the people around you that you love start to change. And I'm sad that it took me as long as it did to realize the importance of it. But I would encourage everybody to just pick it up, read it. And I know it looks intimidating because it's this thick. But if you're going to start anywhere, just read the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's pretty much when the man himself was here. And what I found so interesting about reading the New Testament is these things, these ways that Jesus tells us how to live is so simple that a 5-year-old can understand it. It's do this, don't do this. Think about this, don't think about that. So it's really simple, but that would be what I would pray for people to do, is to just dive into the Word, man. Read it. The more you read it, the more intrigued you get. And once you start practicing it into your life, and not reading it to show people that you're reading it, when you truly make a decision to say, God, I'm ready to just try this, and you put in the work to understand it and implement it into your life will change quickly.
Amen.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen. Okay.
Guys, thank y'all for having me, man. It was fun.
Sir.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Thank you for joining us.
Yep. And I'm going to talk to Colby and see if he'll be y'all's next guest. He'd be a good one.
Yeah, we got to get him on here.
Yep.
Maybe not the next one, because the next one's Shane, but yeah,
we'll put him on
maybe between Shane and Staringo, somewhere in between there.
Well, yeah, I'll throw Colby in.
We're trying to get some. What's a big guest we could get? Trying to get somebody big.
David Goggins.
Peyton.
Yeah.
Look, Jackson Dart, the quarterback for Ole Miss, was at Como Steakhouse the other day. So
yeah,
we should just wait it. Maybe he'll come back and we'll go hang out up there and ask him to be on our podcast.
All right. No, that's Carson's job. All right, look, before you go, we're going to give a little shout out to Carson. He has been on the grind trying to find us guests to put on here. He's gone from asking like big names in like marketing to rappers to
Nick Bear,
Disney Channel stars, like
just anybody.
Yeah.
Just anybody. Whatever, man. We can learn something from anybody.
Yeah.
And
everybody got a story.
Yeah, it's the best part of just sitting here hanging out, man. We don't even like we didn't have a script or anything or anything to accomplish. Just sit down and see what we could get into.
That's normally the best way to go about it, man.
One day we'll be a live podcast, but
yeah,
right now we're just doing
just locally.
Yeah,
we're gonna open us a little shack with a camera in it, a couple chairs, a couple mics.
Yeah. Hey, man.
RGB lights.
Long-term consistency overrides short-term intensity, man. Just stay consistent.
That's right.
Very consistent.
I don't know. Doing a Murph every once in a while, that's
pretty sucky. Yeah. Are you going to do Chad today?
I'm straight.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, where can they find you, Chris? Are you anywhere they can reach out to you?
I'm just on Facebook, man. Chris Lott. If y'all got any questions about anything, or if you're going through something, need some advice or insight on something, I'd love
to buy a house.
Yeah, I'm a real estate agent as well. So if you want to buy a house,
get your pool cleaned.
Your pool cleaned, your house sold, or your soul saved, hit up Chris Lott.
You nailed it, buddy. I don't have Instagram or any of that, but I do have Facebook, so you can find me on
there. Facebook it is.
Yep.
All right, man. We'll see you. You could just hit leave, and we're going to wrap it up.
All right, guys. See y'all later. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
man. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
There he is. That's a wrap. That's another one in the bag, bro.
Yeah. Time to go make some shorts.
I said something in the middle of the podcast, and neither one of y'all heard me, I guess. He said something, and I was like, yeah, Peyton, do the shorts. I think it was the hard truth. Or he was like, sometimes you just got to hear the hard truth. And I was like, Peyton, do shorts. And like...
I know, there was something he said that made me think of, like, my consistency with shorts.
Remember that last thing he said?
I don't even remember.
He's like, it's better to be consistently good than occasionally great.
I did think about it there too, but it was something else like 30 minutes ago. I don't even remember. I'll probably think of it if I go back through, but I'm like, 20 episodes behind?
Hey, Carson caught up. He was watching. So Carson's been commenting 20 minutes behind. So that's why it's kind of thrown us off, but he caught up. Hey, Carson, hop on the pod. No. Carson is our new team member of the podcast. He
just kind of
highest paid employee.
Hopped on.
Yeah. Well, he's always kind of like that. He's trying to help out. Yeah, we got some cool guests coming up. Thanks to Carson. We don't have them booked yet, but he's going to get us a cool one day. Yeah. Of course, Mike was pretty cool.
And I definitely would like to talk to Shane. I don't know.
What are you going to ask?
I have a place in, like.
You'll be working at the sheriff's department for the end of the podcast, bro.
I'm trying to freaking, like, it's like, I was trying to think of what I wanted to say there, but like, I have like a special place over here where I just want to like talk to as many like law enforcement from different agencies and stuff and departments and like military. Cause we've had Jarvis Smith on Bayford Police Departments. He's a special
school resource officer.
Well, he's that, but I think he's one of the special units.
Special victims unit. Law and order.
I don't know.
No. I don't know what they call it.
PJ Marasalco. That's right. I don't even remember. There's a C there? Mariscal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then that's right. Game warden, special victims
unit.
Tactical unit. I don't remember what units they're part of. Some cool people. Big guys.
Yeah, those two are huge. They outlift us, both of them.
PJ's a little smaller, but he's definitely stronger as far as bench is concerned. And
he's just shorter than you.
Yeah, but he benches 100 more pounds than me.
When he's weak.
That's on his deload day.
Yeah.
He did 225 for like 8 sets of 10 the other day.
That's it?
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to get back up to 10 by 10. I'm like,
wow. I did 2 sets of 5 at 225 today. So, getting there, bro. I'm just a couple years off. Well, we appreciate y'all hanging in there.
Well, no problem, man.
Yeah, it's hard to
I've been hanging.
Get Peyton to hang around. Y'all comment. Send you the link. You gonna hop in? Hold on. We got something going on. We got which link, bro? What's your email, bro?
CarsonSmith8942@gmail.com.
How the heck do you know that? That's not it?
I don't know. I hope not. Just dox his email.
Alright, well, I send you the link, bro. C. Smith email. Anyways. Appreciate y'all. Bro, got some new email every other day. We're going to have Carson on real quick, and he's going to tell us what's up.
He's going to close us out.
Close us out in prayer.
I thought we were headed that way. Wasn't it Jarvis that...
He opened us up in prayer.
Oh, yeah.
The second podcast. I mean, we prayed during their dang revival episode. Man, that was just like... I was so, like, man, look how this episode, like, turned out, bro. It's like... we were on fire. We were going after it.
I don't even remember talking much that thing.
And you
I don't
didn't.
know.
I was preaching, man. I was spitting it
I
out
was just
there.
listening to a sermon.
I was trying to tell Peyton about it, and he was like, "It was all right."
Yeah, okay, bud. Whatever,
Bro,
dude.
every time I'm proud of something, he's like, Peyton Franklin. He's always like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever, dude. I'm just gonna record your PR blurry.
Ruined my whole video, bro. I sent it, Carson.
You gotta refresh your email, Carson.
Yeah, bro. Just hop in, bro. You need to just hop in. Just know what to do.
Oh yeah, by the way, this has been here for a while. His name is Monkey. He's been there for 13 years on that same exact spot. That blind's
you
never
said
been
something
opened.
about it earlier, and I was like, "What are y'all talking about?"
Yeah,
I didn't notice it when I was there in your office.
When you come to my house, bro, like, whoa.
Like a couple months ago, I sent it to your CES Power email and your TM Cat email. There's a couple more I could send to if you need me to.
And your
Gmail, your Hotmail. Hey, bro, I'm gonna need some of those rocks. I give you some rock holders if you give me some rocks, bro. I have 11 rock holders.
Oh, I have 6 of those.
I have 11, bro, and I don't have any rocks to put on them. So
I got these 3 unopened. They be cheap too, man.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good news, everybody. Bro's at Walmart. I'm just kidding. This
man look like Dollar General version.
Who's that handsome fella in the hat?
Me?
I was gonna let y'all fight about it.
We did.
I just now saw him. Like, comedic go. Once he said comedic, I knew he was talking about me, though. So
yeah, it was funny.
Man, I was funny, not y'all.
No.
Yeah, it was funny how late you were to every comment.
Right. So I put my phone down for a minute, and then when I picked it back up, I guess I thought it would just keep going where it was, and I was like no cap, like 20 minutes behind.
This is our professional producer of our show, Carson.
He focuses on reproduction.
You want to say hey to everybody?
He puts.
Yeah, no, and I don't have any pants on.
Me either.
Yeah, business casual at the top.
How's your boy doing? Your new one.
He's doing good.
Later.
Oh. Yeah, he's doing good. You know, he spent like 2.5 weeks in the NICU.
How much you weigh now? About 150?
Me? Nah, bro, I'm like 223.
No, I'm talking about your boy. Slater.
Oh, bro, he got to be like 20, bro.
A little hefty, dude. Y'all been feeding that dude.
He's thick.
Oh, thickums.
Uh-huh. He eat good, though. Bro's eating like 8 ounces every like 3 hours.
Sheesh.
I'm going to put the whey protein in
800 calories every hour,
Make sure you give him his creatine.
Yeah, I don't want him to get too big.
Give him some beta-alanine.
I don't want him to get too bulky.
Yeah, don't want him to get too big like Peyton.
Uh-huh.
Man, look like he's finna go boxing. You good, bro? That's your studio?
It's gonna be, yeah, this is where the podcast gonna be at.
Got the lighting.
Put work in with 2.
I gotta go see how much
got the studio
rock
light right
holders cost. No, this is what you call bookmarks.
Bookmarks?
Yeah, to stay with the AR reading points.
Bro, the Love's brand beef jerky looks like a bookmark.
Hey, bro, get us Cliff.
Who?
Cliff, I don't know how you say his last name, Nectar or whatever.
What'd he do?
He's, you know what, I'll pull up his picture. You'll know who he is then, probably.
Hunt him down, bro. I'm gonna...
Can you get us Kevin Feige?
Is that to do with Marvel?
Yeah.
We could probably squeeze him in.
Yeah.
That dude right there, bro.
He looks like
Yeah,
Joe Osteen.
He'd be like, he's that, I guess, theologist, I don't know what you call him.
Theologian?
Theologian, that's what it is.
Wow.
Bro, like.
Theologist.
I'm trying to
Theologist. Oh, yeah, get Peter Parker. Can we get Peter Parker?
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Bro,
Piper pecked of pickled peckers.
Like, I am just kind of shooting my shot, but it's kind of like a science at the same time.
Peyton was talking earlier. He was like, we can squeeze this guy in between the sheriff and the star Ringo.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Apparently he goes by Ringo. I've been talking with his assistant. She was like, my name's Candace. I'm Ringo's assistant. I was like, okay. I was trying to talk to the man.
Man, what do you talk about when you get a guest like that? Just feel like you're trying to freestyle, or you gonna perform we're gonna perform your song.
Gotta play him the Carson Smith EP.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to think what was that song. I don't know.
You can't see me.
Homie, you can't see me.
I gotta be honest, bro. One of Star Ringo's best songs. What's that? Crap. Which one was it? It's ADHD cover remix or whatever.
Oh, Joyner Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, bro.
Have you seen his back of the class freestyle where like they're beating on the desk and stuff with pencils?
No, but I might go watch it when I leave this.
I'm still a believer, but I'm a firm believer in popping this heater at you. I was like,
he sounds on brand.
Yeah.
We just had our bookmarks out.
That album he did with AHA was really cool though.
No Limit, one of the best songs, bro. I swear.
Yeah.
Well, all right, bro. We'll let you go. I know you're very busy managing all these podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, one of many clients.
So maybe you could squeeze some in on our busy schedule. Joe Rogan coming up. So
Elon Musk.
Find us some ex-Special Forces dudes, bro. I'm trying to get a Navy guy and an Army guy on at the same time.
Man.
I don't know if we'll have time for him.
We're
gonna pop up with somebody big name though. On the real note, like
I would take off work, bro.
I don't care what you tell them to name the time. Like Peyton's not going to work.
Yeah. So like, what's big? Because I'm also talking with this guy,
Marshall Mathers.
His name's Tom Cruise, but it's not that one. He owns like 600 something rental properties, like a yacht and all that. He's got like 1 million followers on TikTok. Comment on his live too. He said, depending on how big it is. So.
Tell him it's the biggest one in Batesville, Mississippi.
Yeah. Proudly claim that.
Are there any other podcasts out of Batesville? I don't know.
Chris had one.
Yeah, it's
that's not ongoing.
Over. All right, guys. Well, that's enough. Deal the Young, Peyton.Cook, Carson
Smith, 8294.
8294 Send that guy an email and say, hey, check us out. Hit the links in the description. Do what y'all do. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Bye.
Get hard. Stay hard.
Get hard.
You're shipping hard.
Bro, when we gonna get some Get Hard shirt?